ABC 30 Valley Spotlight is sponsored by Cultiva la Salud.
Good morning. I'm Genoveva Islas, Executive Director of Cultiva la Salud. Cultiva la Salud means cultivate health. And since the beginning of the pandemic, Cultiva la Salud has been working to protect residents of Fresno and Fresno County against COVID. And I'm happy to say that Dr. Jesus Rodriguez from Kaiser Permanente has been partnering with us to support these efforts to protect the community here in Fresno County. So good morning, Dr. Rodriguez. Thank you again for being with us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to talk about this topic.
Well, we're excited to have you. While we're excited, we also know it's a challenge, right? Like this is a difficult topic because Omicron is highly transmissible and people have consistently been hesitant about vaccines. And I wonder if people who are vaccinated, the one pushback is they're seeing people still get infected. So how effective is the vaccine?
The vaccines are very effective at preventing hospitalizations and severe disease. And for that reason, it's very important that everybody get vaccinated. The more people that get vaccinated, the less the virus is going to replicate and the less it's going to mutate. And that means that we're going to have a more predictable virus that we can deal with on an easier basis.
I wonder if we can talk a little bit about the booster and how important it is that, because I feel like some of the same concern is how many shots do people need to take to protect themselves?
Our immunity wanes over time, so it's very important for people to get their boosters. The more they get their boosters, the better and the more prepared their immune system is going to be to deal with Omicron and not let it divide as much to avoid mutations.
And one of the questions that we do get is about this idea of isolating or quarantine. We know that recently there's been guidance that's changed that from 10 days to 5 days. Can you talk a little bit about why that is?
So with the Omicron variant, the symptoms can be a little bit milder than before. But if people have symptoms, it's important for them to quarantine the full 10 days. If they only have symptoms for 4 days and on the 5th day they're symptom-free, then they're considered to be illness-free, and now they can go out into the public. But as long as they have symptoms, they should quarantine the full 10 days.
I know that there's a lot of speculation from people, even people who have been infected, who feel like they may have inherited some immunity because of that exposure. Can you talk to us? Is that real? Do people maintain some immunity after they become infected? And should those individuals still be vaccinated?
Absolutely. Actually, the people who have been infected and then get the vaccine are the people that have the best defenses against Omicron and against other variants. So it is very important to get the vaccine, to get the booster, even if you've already been infected.
How long can someone who has been exposed and is infected remain contagious?
As long as you have a good, healthy immune system, you can remain contagious from anywhere to 5 to 10 days. And that's why the new rule is that as long as you don't have any symptoms, you can stop your quarantine at 5 days if you don't have any symptoms. But it's on the same note, it's important not to want to retest again because your test can be positive even though you're no longer contagious.
But is there anything more in light of Omicron that you would like to share with the community?
I think that if everybody pitches in together and really does their part to get vaccinated, to get their boosters, continue to wear your mask and use social distancing, we're going to be able to beat this pandemic.
Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Rodriguez, for being with us again. Cultiva la Salud does have a number of social media platforms from Facebook to WhatsApp, where we also share a lot of current information, things like where the next vaccine event will be and where you could potentially go to get a test. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
ABC 30 Valley Spotlight is sponsored by Cultiva la Salud.